Standard residential purchase agreements, key elements and purpose. A residential purchase agreement is a legally binding contract between a buyer and a seller that outlines the terms and conditions of a property sale. It is a critical document in real estate transactions, ensuring clarity and legal protection for both parties. Below, I'll break down the essential components and considerations of such agreements based on the provided information. What is a residential purchase agreement? A residential purchase agreement, also referred to as a real estate purchase agreement or sales contract, is a document that governs the sale of residential property. It includes the terms under which the buyer agrees to purchase the property and the seller agrees to sell it. This agreement becomes legally binding once signed by both parties. Key components of a residential purchase agreement. While the specifics of a purchase agreement may vary depending on the property and jurisdiction, the following elements are typically included. Property description. The agreement must include the full legal description of the property being sold, including its address and any additional details to identify it clearly. Buyer and seller information. The names, addresses, and contact details of both the buyer and seller must be included. Purchase price and payment terms. The agreed upon purchase price, down payment, and any financing details, e.g., mortgage terms or seller financing, are outlined here. Earnest money deposit. This is a deposit made by the buyer to demonstrate their commitment to the purchase. It is typically held in escrow and may be refundable or non-refundable depending on the terms of the agreement. Contingencies. Contingencies are conditions that must be met for the sale to proceed. Common contingencies include financing contingency, the buyer must secure financing. Inspection contingency, the property must pass a satisfactory inspection. Appraisal contingency, the property must appraise at or above the purchase price. Home sale contingency, the buyer must sell their current home before completing the purchase. Disclosures. Sellers are often required to disclose specific information about the property, such as the presence of lead paint, asbestos, or other hazards. These disclosures vary by state. Closing date and possession. The agreement specifies the date when the sale will be finalized, closing date, and when the buyer will take possession of the property. Prorated costs. Costs such as property taxes, homeowner association fees, or utilities may be prorated between the buyer and seller based on the closing date. Conflict resolution. The agreement may include provisions for resolving disputes, such as mediation or arbitration. Signatures. Both parties must sign the agreement, and in some cases, a witness or notary may also be required. Who prepares the agreement? Typically, the buyer's agent or attorney drafts the initial purchase agreement. However, it is a collaborative process, with both parties negotiating terms until they reach a mutually acceptable agreement. While standardized templates are often used, legal review is recommended to ensure compliance with state laws and to address any unique circumstances. Importance of contingencies. Contingencies are critical in protecting both buyers and sellers. For example, a financing contingency ensures the buyer can back out if they fail to secure a loan. An inspection contingency allows the buyer to renegotiate or cancel the agreement if significant property defects are discovered. Closing process. After signing the purchase agreement, the transaction enters the escrow phase, during which the buyer secures financing. Inspections and appraisals are completed. The title is reviewed to ensure no liens or legal issues exist. Both parties fulfill any remaining contingencies. Legal considerations. While not always required, consulting a real estate attorney can help ensure the agreement is legally sound and protects the interests of both parties. State-specific laws may influence the terms and disclosures required in the agreement. Conclusion. A residential purchase agreement is a cornerstone of any property transaction. It provides a clear framework for the sale, protects both parties, and ensures a smooth closing process. Whether you're a buyer or seller, understanding the key elements of this agreement is essential for a successful real estate transaction.